hop out, valet, walk out. All these bands I lost count, cause I'm too up right now. Too up right now. I'm too on one day on my third. I was too broke, now I'm too rich. Made 100K on my third shift from a boy, so boy, and I'm a gangster. And you a boy, man, we been getting money for a long time. We was out here hungry for a long time. I don't never really have no punchlines. And all you rappers looking like a lunch line.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor at M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll start with Hunt on the ground. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Lucky 56.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. Over the middle, complete. That's Gordon. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there at 22.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
10 more there and another first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On second down, Mayfield again. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And now another one thrown incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17.
Here we go now.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Detroit! Detroit! Now let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
On 2nd down, Jackson throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. On 3rd and 1, Jackson on the crossing route, complete. It's Duncan. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down. Now Jackson on 1st down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A good convergence there defensively. Only a yard, and it's 2nd down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Play action. It's Jackson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. A few issues here on the offensive line, apparently. He got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the 1st quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Now on 4th down, they throw the deep ball, but it winds up to be incomplete.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Second down, Mayfield. That's Njoku over the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
From the gun, Mayfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And again, it's Mayfield. Man open left side is Brown. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Duncan. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Set. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Jackson now to throw again. Eluding, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Myles Garrett in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Hot.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And this time the yards won't come so easy, as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Detroit! Here we go now. Green 39.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hurry up. Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Jackson from the shotgun. His pass caught at the 4. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are in for 6. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. Fighting through and shedding his way forward. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Detroit! Detroit!
Mayfield now on 2nd down. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Third and long for Mayfield. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
Mayfield to throw it this time. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Brown. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
A 1st down throw for Mayfield. Over the middle, complete. That's Brown. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
Mayfield with it once more. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
The Browns on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Brown. And he is going to get the 1st down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. Mayfield on 1st down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Flushed out right. He's going to let this go deep. That got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney. Here we go now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On second down, here's Jackson. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. The Ravens on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, Jackson. He's going to wind up and air it out. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
They run with Hunt. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Detroit! Detroit!
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, Mayfield. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are back within a score. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Set. 3-19.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Good job by this defense, and now playing what they call complementary football. Offense scores a touchdown for them, so they come right out, force what should be a 3 and out, and keep the momentum squarely on their side.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. That's to his running back, complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step.
Gone, 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 gone. Now let's go. Green.
On 2nd down, Jackson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. To throw is Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Detroit! 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 Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And he's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
First down, Mayfield. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
And again, it's Mayfield. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short, definitely was a great time to dial one up.
Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10.
Lucky 56, lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. From the gun, Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Gordon. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. 3rd and short yardage, Mayfield. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. As his guys are in for 6. And the Browns have cut it back within a score. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball. I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Now Jackson on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd down and 12. Jackson from the shotgun. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead. You've got to protect it. And he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
4th down, here's Jackson. He's going to let this one go deep. And got his man complete. And all the way down to the 22-yard line.
We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on 3rd down plays, but when you go for it on 4th down, sometimes you're actually just praying, and on that play, the prayer was answered.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
Set, green 39.
Now Jackson on 1st down, escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Gone, 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 gone.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Looking for the end zone. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Mayfield down. Over the middle, complete. That's Armstrong. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
Mayfield now from the 50. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this 4th quarter. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And no, it's incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got this down to the 35. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Here we go now.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
From the gun, Jackson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. The Ravens on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. and that'll make this a 7-point game. Well, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10. He'll look to throw. That's Njoku over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. First down now, but that clock rolling. Huge first down, gotta hurry.
Yeah, now they have to get up there, get set, and then spike it.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
This is where hustle and urgency come into play. I think you've got to get up there and spike it.
He's back to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Armstrong. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Mayfield. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. And now time for one final play that has to be obviously in the end zone.
Can't wait to see what they call, but you want to get it to your best player. Sometimes you have to do it by formation. Move everyone to one side, and maybe he gets a one-on-one isolated on the backside.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Detroit! All
One last shot from Mayfield here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball. Well, Charles, they were close in the end, but they couldn't get that last play, that last little miracle play done. They were within striking distance, but couldn't find a way to score.
They definitely had hope. They definitely had opportunity. Just unable to cash in at the end. Not an easy play by any stretch, but they definitely had a chance.
So for Baltimore, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, it's just their second loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.